So, throughout the years that I've been a human, I've made some pretty poor decisions when it comes to picking my friends. I've picked a lot of really, really good friends, but I've also picked quite a few bad friends. And I don't know if that's my fault or if it's just life, because you don't always know somebody right off the bat. It takes a little bit to get to know them and see their true colors. But I have a story today about one of the worst people I ever hung out with, and how they almost got me in a bunch of trouble with the cops, and the cops came to my house over it, and it was a big deal, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. If you do, please leave a like, and let's jump into it. So today's story time all takes place back in 2018. So in 2018, as you all know, I've said it 100 times, I was living out in California. Towards the middle / summertime of 2018 is when I moved back to New York, but in early 2018, I was still out in Cali. So this all starts off as a normal day back then, okay? I was literally just sitting in my apartment. I had just finished making breakfast. I was eating some scrambled eggs, sitting on my couch, watching Netflix, waking up for the day, essentially. Just kicking it, not really doing a whole lot. I had nothing planned on this day. I had nothing going on other than making a video and maybe going to get Chipotle later. That was literally my only plan. I had nothing going on. Now, at this point, I lived alone in LA. I had a one-bedroom apartment. I was staying pretty close to the Hollywood Boulevard, and I was just chilling there, enjoying my alone time, right? Now, mid-Netflix show, mid-episode, I get a phone call from one of my friends out in LA. We'll just call him Jack, okay? Jack was FaceTiming me. I answer it. I'm like, "What's up, pussy? How you doing?" He's like, "What's up, dude? What are you up to today?" And I was like, "Not shit. I have nothing planned." And he's like, "Really? Because I was calling you to invite you to a party tonight." And I was like, "Where? When? Whose is it?" He's like, "Well, it's my party. It's at my house. It's at 7:30. Can you come?" And I was like, "Of course I can come, dude. I'll be there." He's like, "All right, cool." I'm like, "Is it a special occasion or are you just throwing a party?" He's like, "Nah, I'm just bored. I want to do something tonight. So, yeah." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So we hang up, and now I was excited, right? Now I had something to look forward to, something to go to later that night. I was stoked. So fast forward to 7:30, I go to the party. The party was a lot of fun. Everyone there was really cool. Everything about it seemed really awesome. The whole party itself was fine. That has nothing to do with the story. But the end of the party, this is where things get a little bit interesting, okay? So I left the party at 2:30 in the morning, okay? And I was leaving by myself. I was going to get an Uber back to my apartment and then just go to bed and have a normal night, right? Well, as I was outside waiting for my Uber, it was 8 minutes away, my friend comes up behind me. Not Jack, a different friend. We'll call him Justin, okay? And I knew Justin from my apartment complex. He lived in the same apartment complex as me. And he comes up behind me and he's like, "Yo, what's up?" And I turn around and I see him. And I was like, "What's good, dude?" He's like, "Where you going? You going home?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm about to head back to the crib." He's like, "Can I come with you?" And I was like, "Sure, why not? I mean, we live in the same complex. Save money on an Uber. Fuck it, ride with me." So, a few minutes later, my Uber pulled up. Me and Justin got into it, and we rode back to our apartment complex together. And Justin was very drunk. I noticed that right off the bat. At this party, I just smoked a little bit. I didn't do anything else. I was just a little bit toasted. And Justin, on the other hand, was toasted and straight hammered. He was messed up. So I was looking forward to getting him back to his apartment safely, getting him to his apartment and just going to bed, right? I just did not want to hang out with him any longer because he was so fucked up. So we get to my apartment and his apartment because we lived in the same building, and we go through the front doors, and I'm expecting us to go our separate ways and go to our apartments because we lived on different floors. But he goes, "Can I just come hang out with you for a little bit?" And I so badly wanted to just be like, "Nah, man, I'm tired. I'm going to bed." But I also didn't want to say no and be mean. And I was like, "Sure, man, I can hang out for 30 minutes. He's like, "Yeah, man, it won't be long. I'm just trying to kick it for a little bit. I'm not that tired yet." And I was like, "All right, sounds good." So we both decided, instead of going to my apartment and hanging out in there for 30 minutes with nothing to do, to go up to the rooftop, because on the rooftop they had a fire pit and a pool and a bunch of other stuff. So I decided, you know what, let's go up to the rooftop. So we went up there. Literally nobody except maybe one or two people were up there. So we had the whole thing pretty much to ourselves. And we kind of kicked it by the pool for a little bit. And then afterwards we went over to one of the viewing areas where we can overlook LA and the city and stuff and just hang out. So we went over there and we're just kind of kicking it. We're just talking. We're just talking about how cool it is that we live in this city and how both of our passions took us there. Because I was a YouTuber and he was a musician and he had I think 100,000 followers or something. So we both were living in California and our dream cities off of our, our passion. So it was cool. And we're just having a nice heart to heart, right? And then randomly, mid-conversation, Justin has to spit. And instead of spitting on the floor like a normal person or I don't know, holding it until he could get home or something, he spit off the roof right towards the sidewalk below us where like tens of people were walking. Like we lived right near Hollywood Boulevard. So down below was the boulevard. And a lot of people are on the boulevard, even at night, even this late. There's a lot of people. And it felt like a Matrix scene, like slow motion. I watched this dude spit, leave his mouth, slow-mo travel down like all 12 floors of the building, and then land on this poor, innocent woman's head. Like right on her head. And naturally, she immediately looked up because she wanted to see if she just got shit on by a bird or if it was raining or if someone spit on her. And she saw both of our heads overlooking the balcony, looking right at her. And she points up right at both of us and goes, "What the fuck?" And she immediately whips out her phone and starts calling the cops because spitting on somebody is assault. So I don't blame her for calling the cops. And we're both freaking out, me and my homie. We're like, oh shit, like, dude, what the fuck? And I looked at my friend, I'm like, Justin, why the hell would you do that, bro? Like, there's so many people walking down there and you spit? Like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm just fucking hammered right now. I'm sorry. And I'm like, bro, it's not fucking funny. Like, the cops are about to come now. He's like, nah, man, you're tripping. Like, we'll just go to our apartments. We'll go to bed. They won't find us. Like, she doesn't know our name. She doesn't know what apartments we live in. Like, we'll just go back to our apartments and go to sleep. We'll be fine. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to bed. If they come and ask me who did it, I'm saying it wasn't me. So be prepared. He's like, damn, man, you're going to snitch on me? I'm like, I'm not going to snitch on you, but I'm also not going to say I did it and take a bullet for you. So do what you will with that. He's like, whatever, man. Good night. And he turns around, he leaves, and he goes down the elevator. And I follow behind shortly later because I had some thinking to do while I was up there. I was probably up there for like 5 minutes after he left. And then I went back down to my apartment. I lay down in bed, and I start drifting off. And I'm thinking, okay, the night's over. Like, it's done. I'm okay. And right as I'm drifting off, right as everything's about to go black and I'm about to go into dreamland, I hear fucking a bunch of knocks on my door. And they weren't very polite knocks. They were very loud and they sounded angry. I already knew before I opened that door it was going to be the cops. So I walk up to my apartment door, I look through the peephole, and I see 2 police officers looking very upset, and the woman that got spit on. And I open the door, and immediately the girl goes, "Yup, that's him." And I was like, no. Let me explain. No. I was up there with my friend. I did not spit on you. It was not me that spit. And she goes, okay, so who did it? And I was like, I just told you it wasn't me. So it was the person I was up there with, but not me. And then the cop speaks up. He's like, okay, what's your friend's name? And I hesitate. Because even though Justin was a piece of shit for this and I should have snitched on him, I also didn't want to be known as the dude that ratted my friend out. So I was at a very weird, like, moral crossroads, right? And even the cop knew this because I hesitated and he goes, what, you don't want to tell me? You don't want to rat out your buddy? And I was like, nah, it's not that. He's like, it seems like it's that. He's like, all right, well, listen, we already saw his face. We asked your apartment security who both of you were. He knew your unit off the top of his head. He didn't know your buddies. So you either tell us and we go find him right now, or we just wait till tomorrow, talk to your apartment leasing management office. They'll give us his apartment number, and then you'll both get in trouble with your apartment complex. So yeah, we can make this easy or hard. It's up to you. And then literally right after he says this, it couldn't have been more perfect timing. I see Justin turn the corner, and I see him walking down the hallway towards my apartment. And he makes eye contact with me and the cops, and immediately gets like the most freaked out face and turns around and starts walking away. But it was too late. The cops already noticed him. They were like, hey, buddy, get over here. And Justin turned back around, slowly walked over to my door. And I was like, Justin, what are you doing in my hallway? Like, I thought you went to bed. And he was like, oh, I was just coming down to apologize for what I did up there on the deck. But I can see the cops are here, so I'll just say it in front of all y'all. I'm sorry. And this lady was not having it. She was like, fuck you, that's assault. You spit on my head. How dare you? Like, you're not sorry. You're drunk and stupid. Just like going in on him, right? And the officers had to literally be like, ma'am, I understand you're frustrated, but like, let us handle it. And the officers were like, so why'd you spit? You spit on her on purpose? Like, what's up with that? And Justin's like, no, I didn't spit on purpose. I was just spitting out of habit, and I wasn't really looking, and it fell down and hit her. Like, I'm sorry. And then one of the officers goes, was it just you that spit, or was it both of you? And Justin, like, hesitates. He doesn't immediately say no. And I was like, Justin, tell them the truth. And he goes, yeah, it was just me. And the way he said it was just so unconvincing. And the cop goes, are you sure? You don't sound very, like, confident in your answer. You sure it wasn't both of y'all? And I was like, yeah, it wasn't both of us. I don't know why he's hesitating right now. And Justin's like, sorry, I'm a little fucked up. It wasn't him, it was just me. And I'm like, thank you. Luckily the cops believed him, even though they definitely probably deep down didn't believe him, I don't know. But I didn't get in trouble. But Justin, on the other hand, he got in some trouble. They put his ass in cuffs like 2 minutes later and arrested him for assault. And he ended up going to jail for the night, and he had to like get bailed out the next day. He had to like pay his own bail. And after that, he had to like pay fines or whatever. I think it was like over $1,000, which is pretty crazy. But he didn't go to jail after that. He just had to spend the one night there. But yeah, he did have to like shell out over $1,000 in fines. So moral of the story is, guys, don't spit on people. Even if it's an accident, try your best not to do that because you can end up getting in a lot of trouble. But yeah, guys, that is the story of how my friend spit on a person on accident, and the cops pulled up at my door over it. And he almost didn't answer their question, and I almost got in trouble too. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys all later. Peace.
I'm staying up and you won't take my place. I made like 30